Good day. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 small tips and one bonus one that may have a big impact on your playing of World of Warcraft. So I wanted to focus on 5 small but interesting little tips that players can use to really improve their gameplay. Some of these will be things veterans will know easily, and some will be things that they don't know at all. But it is super interesting, at least to me, and I think it'll help out a lot of new players. So let's start with one of the more fun ones. This one is super duper small, but it's actually really fun. So if you see an innkeeper and you right click the innkeeper and you say make this in your home, great, it will set your location to this inn. But if you do so while facing a certain direction, the next time you cast your hearthstone, you will face that direction. So for example, if I cast my hearthstone, once it has finished completing its cast, I'll be facing the doorway. It's a super small change, but it is something that, at least when I do it, helps me to just cast my hearthstone and run out the doorway, which is pretty fun and saves me a little bit of time in future. It's minute, but I think it's just groovy. The next tips are all going to be in the settings. I think this is just something that most veterans probably have done, but I think it's something that can help out a lot of players, especially new ones. So press escape, go to options and do these few small things. Go to action bars and click action bars. You'll have action bar 2, 3, 4 and 5. At the very least, this will give you enough action bars to do a lot of really good things. And then once you set up your action bars, press lock action bars and shift key to help unlock. This will prevent you accidentally moving your spells during combat and will give you enough space to do certain things. And then if you want to move spells, you can hold shift and move what you need to move. On top of this as well, I also want to suggest that you look at activating auto loot. So auto loot is another incredibly helpful ability. Click auto loot and this will basically make it so that you automatically loot everything, and that makes it super duper easy. You can also use the auto loot key, right, which will enable you to just auto loot when holding down a specific key. This is something very easy. Last thing that I want to suggest for players is to enable the interact key. When enabling the interact key, you will be able to walk up to NPCs, for example this quest giver, press F and continue pressing F to interact with them. So for example, I can go up to quest givers, stand near them, press F, and then I can start to take their quests or engage with them. It's a small change, but sometimes it's really helpful because it allows you to just kind of speed up the process and keep things to your keyboard while leaving your mouse free. So yeah, macros are something that's going to help you in a lot of gameplay. Things like being able to cast spells where your cursor is, things like being able to cast spells at the character you're hovering over rather than the character you're targeting, and the ability to cast spells on the character that you focus on more than the character you're actually attacking are some things that are just really helpful. And so being able to do this is going to elevate your gameplay. I do have a video on 3 super simple macros that will help you out, so you can go check that out if you need more help. If you are a casual player or just a player who's not interested in the notion of crafting, it is still worth your while to pick up professions, but not necessarily crafting professions. It's worth your while to pick up gathering professions. Picking up mining and picking up herbalism as 2 functional abilities, or even skinning for that matter, will pretty much enable you to generate money while casually just moving around the map. Being able to skin the enemies that you defeat, or being able to harvest the resources that you fly past, is a great way to make money while playing your character. And if you don't plan on crafting at all, that's okay. You can still use the money on any other character. And if you decide to pick up crafting later, then you have a character that can feed those materials, especially with the warband system, to your other characters. The next helpful tip that I think a lot of players don't use is setting favorites at the auction house. Let's say, for example, I really like buying Drainic water breathing potions for my delves. So I have to go every single time and type in Drainic water breathing potion or Drainic and search down, etc. Instead, if I just right click it and set favorite, I can just simply go press favorites the next time I go to the auction house, and it will be there and I can start buying it, no problem. It's super simple and super easy, but it's something that just really helps out when you are looking at, just trying to figure out what's going on. It's an easy one button press, and it saves you a ton of time, especially if you are buying regular things. This one is definitely for new players, but when it comes to talents and when it comes to your talent tree, you don't have to prioritize picking abilities that are actives. Yes, active spells are more fun, and I completely understand players leaning towards that way. But if you are new to the game, picking up passives is a great way to simplify your rotation, especially if you're playing a complex class, and give yourself a much easier time in terms of abilities. Yes, it would be nice to have a whole bunch of buttons to press, but if you can cut down on those buttons by taking pure passives most of the time, chances are you're going to have a less complex rotation, and initially at least in doing your entry level kind of in-game content, you're going to have a much easier time. Obviously, proviso to this, if you are serious about playing a class, look up a build online. But even then, if you are struggling with that build and all the buttons you have to press, simply cut back on the buttons. A lot of the times, just taking one or two extra passes, if you can't handle the rotation, will make life a lot easier for you. This one is a bonus one, but it's something I guess that's pretty cool. So nowadays in your toy box, if you've been playing a while, you may have picked up a usable hearthstone. So this is great because it gives you additional options like the Eternal Traveler's hearthstone. And what's really cool is you can then take out your hearthstone from your bag. I know it's incredibly simple, but it frees up a bag space, and you know what? Half the time, the toys look cooler anyway. When you update your hearthstone, it will update the one in your bank, and you're good to go. So yeah, a super simple one, but might as well free up that one extra bag space. So that is that. That covers everything you need to know about some small, simple tips that I hope elevates your time in World of Warcraft. If you have any useful tips, I would love to hear them in the comments section. And if you have any ones that you think I should cover or include in the video, I'd love to hear that as well. I'm always keen on learning small things to make my time in World of Warcraft easier. So yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.